Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today for a webinar on Zoho Social. My name is Tilak. I'm part of the marketing team for Zoho Social. You probably already know this part, but just in case you don't, Zoho Social comes from Zoho, and we have a comprehensive suite of 35 plus products. Plenty of great products for growing your business, by the way. You can check them all out at zoho.com. So now coming back to our main topic for today, Zoho Social. I'm going to start with telling you the story of how Zoho Social was born. At Zoho, we tried a number of social media management tools, and then we finally realized that none of them worked well for us. We wanted a tool that understands that social media is part of a brand's overall marketing strategy and not something you do in isolation. So we decided to start from scratch and build one of our own. That's how Zoho Social was born. I'm now going to take you through the basics of how to use Zoho Social. One important thing, you're in the listen only mode. If you have any queries, please drop them in the chat window. Be sure to check out the whole thing as I will be giving you some tips in between. You can also tweet to our Twitter handle @Zoho, and we'll also have a quick poll in between just to understand your comfort level with the product. So in today's agenda, I'll be talking about what is Zoho Social and how to manage your social networks using Zoho Social. So it's more like a quick walkthrough the fundamentals of Zoho Social. So first up, what is Zoho Social? It's a social media marketing product that helps you to publish content and reach the right audience at the right time. Apart from publishing, Zoho Social also lets you monitor your social media activity across all of the 4 major networks like LinkedIn, Facebook, Google+, and Twitter. So Zoho Social helps you to publish great content, reach the right audience at the right time, listen to what people are talking about your brand, speak to them, engage in quality conversations, and monitor keywords which are relevant to your industry. I will be elaborating these points as we move ahead. So once you have created a Zoho account, this is how it looks like once you are logged into Zoho Social. You will get a prompt like this to connect all your social networks. Now let's go and dive right into our dashboard. Okay, so you'll see this kind of screen once you have logged in and configured your account. So first of all, let's understand how the social media marketing works. How do you manage your social media presence? You create or publish new content. You share different variety of stuff with your audience. You see how your previous posts have performed and how to tweak your future ones. Maybe use some stats or analytics for this. You also discuss your various posts and reports with your team members and craft a content marketing strategy with them. And of course, most importantly, you listen to your audience and monitor what is being talked about. So when we at Zoho Social designed the dashboard, we kept all these things in mind. So that's how you see the structure of dashboard. All these sections. So this is more like the flow of your regular social media marketing strategy. What are the things you do? So I'll start with the publishing features, the engagement features of Zoho Social. Once you connect your 4 accounts, how do you compose a new post first of all to start with? Okay, so let's see how you compose and publish a new post. Hello everyone, I'm in the webinar for Zoho Social, and then maybe you can add a relevant hashtag, say social, to increase the engagement. So as you can see, you can post the same message across these social networks all at once. So what's the importance of this? This will help you to maintain a uniform brand voice across all your channels. Talking about buttons, you have the Publish Now button here, which helps you publish all the posts right at the same time. You can also save it as a draft. This goes to the drafts folder, which you can save and just check out later, maybe discuss with your team members. You can also schedule your post for a future date and time from this part. Maybe decide a date, some time of the day, AM, PM. But in case you're not sure what's the best time for your audience, you should check out the Smart Queue feature. Smart Queue is a really handy feature that automatically suggests the best time to schedule a post based on your audience and how they engage with your previous posts. So for example, current suggested time as per Smart Queue is 18th December 6 p.m. IST, and this is likely to reach 26% of my top engagers. What about the next best time? You click on this arrow. So it says tomorrow 1 p.m. it will reach 10% of my engagers. So thus we can see that Zoho Social is suggesting the best time for me to publish the post. Apart from this, we also have the time warp feature for Facebook. So if you just restrict this post to Facebook, you can customize where do you want to post this. Maybe I just want to post this to my UK and US audiences. And the language should be, say, English US and UK English. So in this case, you have this time warp feature here. And of course, you can see that all these question marks are the ready handy tips for you. You can just hover around and see what they actually mean. So here you get to choose what time you want the post to go live across various time zones. So for example, if I click on this time warp and I select the post to go at 8:30 p.m., this will go at 8:30 p.m. for US as well as UK, which means the selected audience which you have selected. So talk about smart targeting. Apart from this, in terms of scheduling, you can also see you can schedule multiple posts with bulk scheduler. Now Zoho Social now makes it super easy to import and schedule multiple social media posts with this feature. So with bulk scheduler, you can add images by mentioning their URL. You have this checklist of 5 pointers out here to understand how this works. So you can now manage your content calendar well in advance and be amazingly productive using this feature. And make sure you get the format right. You have to get this kind of information in the spreadsheet which you are uploading: date, content, link URL, and image URL. The file should be either CSV or XLS. So this is something important. You can also download a sample file from here just to get an idea of what I'm saying. So the best part is that you can schedule multiple posts in one shot. Apart from this, we also have the Bitly integration. This is an addition to our default link shortener where Zoho Social lets you use your Bitly account to shorten the links. You can also access the Bitly analytics using Social Dashboard. But of course, you need to have a Bitly account to make use of this feature. And by the way, Zoho Social lets you publish and schedule unlimited posts even if you're on the free plan. So that was about publishing. What we are seeing right now is the post section. So post, this section displays all the published and scheduled posts all neatly assembled at one place. There's also a calendar display in the right. You can easily navigate to any date, say like a couple of months back. You can just see what you have posted previously or what's there in the future, say January or Feb. So these boxes, if you can see, means that something has been scheduled for that date. Thus, this calendar is more like a time travel tool which helps you to go to any future date and see the post scheduled at that time. In fact, this comes really handy while planning your content calendar. So this was for the calendar part. You can also navigate between this publish post. Right now the default option is all the networks. You can also filter it out to say one of the networks, for example say Twitter. So I'll just see what are my published posts on Twitter. Same applies for scheduled posts also. You can filter the network. You can just see what are the ones you have posted on Google+. And drafts is something which I told you previously, that while you're composing something, you can always save it as a draft, discuss it with your team. So when I'm saying discuss with your team, what I'm doing is that you click one of these options and select the option of discuss. So now you can tag your team members, something like this, and you can discuss all these things in the collaborate section. So all the sections, all the posts or reports, whatever you want to discuss with your team, goes to the collaborate part. Okay, for the folks who have just joined the webinar, just a quick heads up. We are talking about the basic features of Zoho Social today and how to make the best use of it. So we have covered posts, we have talked about publishing and scheduling features. Now let's see what this messages section is. Okay, this section aggregates all the messages received in your inbox from your Facebook page and Twitter handle. So you can see all these messages in a conversational format, the standard threaded way, which most of our networks like say Twitter, Facebook, and even LinkedIn lately have started following. So you can check all the conversations in this part. You can also discuss these with your team members or reply from here itself, like this, from here itself. So that was messages. You also have this live stream option here. It's one of the most useful features for Zoho Social. Now let's see reports. Okay, Zoho Social provides easy to understand visual reports which help you get meaningful insights about your brand's social media presence. You can choose to check out the basic stats or go further to understand the nuts and bolts with detailed analytics. So as you can see, you'll have access to all these reports and graphs that help you understand your audience better, so you can create and publish content that engages them. For example, if I come back to stats, and of course you can see that this is default set for Facebook. You can also check one of the other networks. So for example, in stats, I can see that how many followers I have gained so far, how many direct messages I have received, how is my brand performing on this network, where are my connections located. You can elaborate this section and just see in a spreadsheet version plus the graphical part. So it gives you a very beautiful representation of your these variables. You can also change the format based on what kind of pictorial representation you like. In fact, for agencies and small social media say companies, this comes very handy because you can share the reports with your clients. They can understand it better. You can even export it as if you can see from here, you can export it as a PDF or a PNG format. You can send via mail, and of course the discuss section takes you back to the collaborate in case you want to discuss any of these reports. It gives you some really nice variables like who are your key connections, who were you most retweeted by, direct messages by which connections. So yeah, a lot of handy useful information is something you can get from this section. Go back to Facebook, see, check out the variables from there. How is my brand performing? So you can see the date wise variables. So this was for the stats analytics. You can also customize your reports by picking the variables that matter the most for your business. So if I create a customized report, for example, I just want to check out the brand performance overview of Zoho account across various 4 networks. So I check it for Facebook, for Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google+. So this gives me a comprehensive report of my brand performance across all social networks. So as you can see, you can check out a lot of variables from here. All of these totally customized, totally handpicked, and totally tailor-made just for you. So you can discuss reports with your team or save them for later. You can also share them with anybody via email. So what I'm trying to tell you is that this is one of the great things about creating a custom report. You can choose the numbers that matter for your business, and you can showcase stats from across different social networks in your custom report. And you know what's the best part? We do not charge separately for these reports. Okay, so that was about reports. Now the live stream thing which I told you during messages, I'll just come back to this part. This is something you also get in the default section as soon as you log on to Zoho Social dashboard. This is the first thing you see on the right side. So if in case you have a new mention, you see something like this. So Livestream displays all the interactions people have been doing with your brand across various social networks. You can use the Livestream feature to stay in sync with a real-time stream of all interactions, including direct messages in your inbox, wall posts, and brand mentions. That is any social media mention about your brand across various social networks. So the best part is you can reply from here itself. For example, I check one of these tweets. A person says, love the new mail UI, so I can reply, retweet, like from here itself. I can talk to them from here. And in case I'm not following this user, I can simply click on this button and follow from here itself. So as you can see, you can do a lot of features. You can access a lot of features from here itself. So what I would like to tell you is that this section of Livestream is like your daily dose of motivation to master the digital universe. See, I'll tell you about myself. Whenever I come to office, I grab myself some coffee, say, or a sandwich, and log on to Zoho Social account. By the way, I manage the online reputation of Zoho company. So rather than checking the individual pages going to Facebook and LinkedIn separately, I simply scroll down this Livestream section and I just see if there is anything which requires an immediate attention. I can quickly acknowledge some of the tweets or mentions. I can just like from here itself. If there is anything which requires some discussion with my team, it can be shared from here itself. I can also, as I told you before, I can also follow users from this section itself. So as you can see, when it comes to social media, it's not about working hard, it's more about rather working smart, and that is what we plan to achieve with Zoho Social. Okay, so now notifications. On the top right, you can see this bell kind of figure. It shows red alert in case of new unread notifications. So this will show all activity related to your brand channel on any of the networks, such as when people mention your brand on Twitter or comment on your page post on Facebook. You can also reply, favorite, or retweet from here itself. I think I should refrain from saying this favorite anymore because now it's like on Twitter, the hearts. So yeah, you can also reply, like, or retweet from here itself. Okay, so let's see this monitor section. So as you can see, Zoho Social has a monitor section that lets you keep a track of all relevant keywords and conversations in real time. So I can see, like for example, I'm following this keyword of Zoho CRM. I can see which brand has talked about this keyword and what kind of profile they have. So with monitor feature, you can listen to what's being talked about your brand or relevant keywords or phrases from your industry, and you can engage with users right from the same column. So I can just acknowledge this tweet from here itself. I can talk to them from here itself. So you can stay organized and manage your list smartly with monitor feature. You can also see your Twitter list under the monitor tab, and you can also save them as separate columns. Next is the connections. Zoho Social maintains a constantly growing list of your connections, all the people who engage with your brand across social networks. So this is a growing list of people who have engaged with your brand across your Google+, your Facebook, and your Twitter channels, for example. Like if somebody follows you on Twitter, this is where you get the notification, or maybe make a post on your Facebook page. They will be automatically added to this list. So you can see their background from here itself, what kind of social presence they have. For example, this one. So you can see all the parameters from here itself. Okay, so coming back to the dashboard, let's see what Collaborate does. As the name suggests, this feature helps you collaborate with your team to come up with new ideas for new posts, compare the performance of existing ones, talk about people who engage with your brand, and discuss how to respond to incoming posts. So you can simply tag your team members here itself. So this is how you can discuss with your team members in this section itself. So that was collaborate. Let's see the settings. Maybe I can switch one of my other accounts. You can manage multiple brands from here itself. So this is where you can manage your brand information. See the social networks connected to your account. For example, for Zilker brand, we have Facebook and Twitter. You can also set the roles and permissions from here itself. So here you can also create a new role, say like viewer, and you can just see what are the things you would like them to see for this new role. Like they can have access to advanced reports and they can comment or reply as part of this role. So you can create roles like this in this section. You can check out the brand users. You can see who's the organization admin or brand admin from here itself. You can see the ones you have invited. You can also check out the notifications in case a post goes live. Who are the people you can who would like to get notified? If there is a authentication token which has expired for a social network, say like your Google Plus or LinkedIn, who are the people who get the message to renew that again, re-authenticate? So yeah, these are the things you can check. You also have the organization user settings, and you also have user requests in case somebody has requested to access this. So yeah, you can do a lot of things in the settings section itself. So the thing is that you might have more than just one user managing your social media presence, or may have multiple brands that you manage. So you can use this interface to control who sees what. Okay, so coming back to our main dashboard, let's talk about brand health. This is the first thing you see as soon as you log on to Zoho Social's account. So as the name suggests, brand health indicates how your brand has been performing on various social networks. You can consider various factors here like total audience, active ones, engagement done, etc. In fact, I'll tell you, you can compare this with something like walking into a gym. What's the first thing that happens when you visit your gym in case you go? You say hi to your personal trainer. She or he tells you that how's your progress so far. You will be told to increase the cardio or cut down on the carbs, maybe increase the count of your push-ups, or maybe say run for 15 minutes extra. So basically, you get an idea of how things have been so far and what is next for you. This is exactly how this section works. You get an idea of how your brand has been performing across various social networks, whatever you have configured here. So what I'm saying is that Zoho Social is more like your social media personal trainer, which tells you how your brand has been performing and what are the things you should maybe say do again or completely stop doing as part of this account. So basically this section tells you your latest post, like your last 4 posts can be accessed in this account. You can see brand index, which is more like a measure of your activity for the last 7 days. You can also see brand health, which is more for the last 30 days. So for example, if you can see the green figure here, the fonts, you can see that there is an active audience percentage increase of 1.4% across the last 1 month. So it's pretty evident that we kept this section on the top for your ready reference whenever you log into Zoho Social account. You can also see your brand index of previous 7 days, as I told you, from here. This is more like a granular score for a particular social network, say like Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, or LinkedIn. For example, on 9th of December, my brand index for Twitter was 29, and on 12th, it was 27. So I can see that how overall my brand has been performing across various networks. So this more or less reflects your performance on that network for you to compare over time. And apart from this, you also see the latest post performance, as I told you before. You can check out the details here, number of people reached, all these things. So yeah, this is no doubt that why we kept it on the top whenever you log into Zoho Social account. And by the way, Zoho Social is also available on your iPhone and Android applications. You can keep a track of what's being said about your brand on the go. You can access it from anywhere. You also have browser plugins for Zoho Social for Firefox and Chrome extension. So you can share content effortlessly right from your within your browser itself. Okay, so just to summarize all the sections quickly, what we saw in today's webinar was how to follow a daily routine of managing your social media presence. In fact, I would suggest that you spend 5 to 10 minutes daily with Zoho Social, and I'm sure that this will drastically improve your social media efforts. Okay, so just to quickly summarize this part, we started with publishing features, how a new post is composed and published, if you want to schedule it for a future date or say January or some time, this is the place you can do it from. You can also, if you're not very sure about your audience and their engagement times and zones, you can always use Smart Queue to see what is the best time for scheduling any tweet. Apart from this, you can also save it as a draft. So these were the basic features. I also told you about time warp. From there itself, you also have the bulk scheduler in which you can schedule multiple posts in a go. Then we spoke about the published post and the scheduled post and the drafts from here itself. You can access your future scheduled post from here. You have the messages, which is an aggregation of all your DMs received. You can view it in a conversation format. Then we spoke about monitor, which is more like tracking your relevant keywords from the industry. You have the connections, which is more like the people who have engaged with your brand recently. The live stream is all around with you, like a guardian angel. You can just access it from anywhere. You have the collaborate, which is more like a section for discussing various things with your team members. It can be posts, it can be reports, it can be new ideas, brainstorming, anything. And then one of the most useful parts about Zoho Social, the stats and analytics. You can check out the nuts and bolts of your previous post and performance from here itself. You can also change these parameters. You can change the representation. You can export it as a PDF or a PNG or share it via email. And of course, you can discuss it, taking it back to the collaborate part. In fact, I would say that this is not something I can just wrap up in 1 hour and just tell you that, yeah, these are the features of Zoho Social, because many of these features require a lot of time, and that is what we plan to do in the future. We will be scheduling some webinars on specific features. We'll take some case studies of specific domains and industries, and we'll try to explain all these things in a better fashion with you, because this is good for a fundamental approach of how Zoho Social basically works. But I would say that you need to spend a lot of time with all these activities, to all these features, to get used to it. But of course, that 10 minutes rule always works. You just log on to Zoho Social, go to Livestream, check out your tweets quickly, see if there is something which needs immediate attention, and maybe get back to your daily routine and come back to this later. So this is something which you can always follow as a daily, say, ritual when you start your day. Then we also spoke about creating customized reports, picking various variables, say like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. So these were the main features for Zoho Social. Hope you found it informative. In the forthcoming webinars, I will be talking about specific features of Zoho Social in more detail. You know what? Send me some feedback. Send me a quick mail. I need to know about, like, where are you from? What do you sell? How much time have you spent using Zoho Social? Are you comfortable with using all these features we spoke about? Why do you need a social media marketing tool? And what is the best way we at Zoho Social can help you with? You can send us an email at this ID, support@zohosocial.com. You can also just tweet at our Twitter handle, short and sweet, Zoho. In fact, I would also say that you go to this link of G2 Crowd, where Zoho Social is listed. And if you have used it for a while and you would like to review the product, I think this is one of the best links to review Zoho Social. Alright, so we'll spend the next 15 minutes discussing your queries. I look forward to having some great conversations with you. Hope you enjoyed the webinar. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.